Hi, I'm going to be demonstrating the technique used in the zigzag scarf that's included with your class. This is the finished scarf, and it's really kind of neat. It's a simple technique. This is a weft float, and it's really kind of neat because the colors reverse on the back. It's not a new technique. It's old and traditional, and you can use it in a lot of different ways. This one is just a simple diagonal, and it's different on the front and the back. And then this one is a little bit more complex, but you make diamonds, and it's also different on the front and the back. It's really kind of pretty. So you can really, once you learn the technique, you can design your own patterns, and it's pretty simple to do. So let's get started right here. I'm starting in upshed, and I'm going to show you how I use my finger to push down the warp threads to create a purposeful skip of your weft yarn. So as you're coming through, I'm just going to choose a place to start, and I'm going to use my finger to hold down 2 threads. And I'm going to come in, and that shuttle is going to skip over those 2 threads. I'm going to pull it through and beat it and change sheds, and you can see we've made a skip. So that skip covers 3 warp threads. You see them? Covers those 3 warp threads. So the basic technique is, if you want your zig to go to the right, you hold down the 2 warp threads that are covered that are most right. And if you want a zig to the left, you hold down the 2 that are most to the left. So on this next pass, I want to go to the right, so I'm going to hold down the 2 on the right. You just hold them down with your finger, and you pass the shuttle over the top. And you settle your pick like you usually do, and beat, change sheds, and now you can see that we've skipped 1 to the right, and we want to continue going to the right. So we're going to hold down, here's your 3 that are covered. We're going to hold down the 2 that are on the right. We're going to hold those down with our finger, and the shuttle's going to skip over them. And you're going to settle your pick, down shed, and you can see we're just progressing to the right. So I'm going to do this for a couple minutes, and then I'm going to show you how to turn around and go back the other way. So you're going to continue holding down the 2 to the right. And what's neat when you use a variegated yarn is that you never know what color is going to show up in that skip, in that float. So it changes as you're weaving along. So when you decide, or your pattern says to turn around and go the other way, you want to look at these 3 warp threads that in the upshed, the ones that are up, there are 3 that this covers. And in order to go back the other way, you just cover up the 2 that are now going to the left. Instead of these 2 going to the right, you're now going to cover up these 2 going to the left. So we're going to hold those down. And voila, now we're traveling the other direction. And now you're going to hold down the 2 that are to the left. And now we're going to zigzag back the other direction. So that's why it's called the zigzag scarf. You can use solid colors, you can use variegated colors. It's just a neat technique. So that's that technique. Thanks very much for joining me. I hope you learned a lot. Don't let your loom get lonely and cold. Dress it and spend some time weaving soon. So we'll see you next time, and happy weaving.